Hello and welcome to this edition of Money in Motion video blog. This is Dan Perkins and thanks for watching. All I can tell you is that so far in this second quarter, the markets are continuing to widen their swings of volatility, up 300 plus, up down 100, 200. Not a lot of progress. The S&P 500 on a year-to-date basis is up about 2%. Our indicators, oil is up about $10 a barrel from the first of the year. The 10-year Treasury is virtually unchanged and gold is virtually unchanged. So no indications of inflation and no indication clearly with any significant pickup in the economy. As you know, we had a preliminary report on first quarter GDP at about plus 0.2%. Some analysts this week are suggesting that perhaps the first quarter is going to come in negative for the first quarter. I think we'll see probably better economic activity in the second quarter as the weather conditions have improved dramatically over the first quarter. So I expect to see volatility to continue. The portfolios are currently outperforming the market. Some sectors have recovered nicely as crude oil has moved from 43 to 53, 55, at one time up to 60 and backed off a little. The energy portfolio has recovered very, very nicely, continues to pay exceptionally high dividends, and I'm pleased with the recovery. I hope that things continue through the balance of the next 6 weeks of the quarter, and we'll have a positive return also for the second quarter. I don't really see anything of significance except to say to you that not only is the United States getting more volatile, so is the rest of the world, both in their economy and political situation. The Middle East continues to be a tremendous strain. Now analysts are saying that there's probably maybe an $8 to $10 premium in crude oil because of the volatility in the Middle East, not knowing what's going to happen with the Iranian negotiations. I'm not hopeful, given that the Senate passed, I think it was 98-1 to the president, a right to review the treaty or whatever it's going to be called. White House is still trying to decide whether or not they're going to veto that or not. But 98-1, they clearly would override the president's veto. And I don't think he wants to go there. I don't think he wants to test the waters that he can convince his Democratic counterparts who have voted in such a huge majority against him that it's the right thing for him to do, to veto. So I think the constitutional crisis that I was looking that could potentially happen is not going to happen unless the president just jumps off the deep end and decides to cast everything to the wind and just go ahead and try to veto it and take his licks when it happens. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know with this president. I don't expect to see the economy to turn in any gangbuster GDP number for the year. Somewhere in 2% or less will be a reasonable number. We don't really have any inflation. Europe is now more concerned about deflation than they are inflation. I think there's the big surprise that could be coming will be a decline in oil prices into the summer as the refineries switch over to all gasoline and we start to see a surplus of gasoline in the marketplace because the refining capacity is concentrating on it. So I'd expect to see some weakness in gasoline and oil prices probably in the July-August period. I don't see the Fed raising rates. The economy certainly doesn't, at 0.2% growth rate, doesn't warrant any increase in rates. I think those pundits who are thinking in September are wrong. It's going to be 2.16 and maybe longer. I think the Fed will be concerned in 2016 about moving monetary policy in the face of a presidential election. If the weakness continues in through the end of the second quarter, we could see the Fed trying to find some ways to stimulate the economy. So in some respect, it's kind of boring. The volatility is no fun, but we're making little bits of progress every day. And when the rallies in the market takes place, sometimes we participate and other times we don't. So it's a boring segment at the moment. I think the portfolio looks very strong. It's held up very well in this significant volatile period. And I look for good things to happen. So that's all I have for now. I promised you that I wasn't going to bug you if I didn't have anything to say. So I am concerned about what's happening relative to inflation and energy prices, but I don't think we have any inflation, and I think energy prices could come down again, which would put some pressure on the foreign currency, which would make the dollar even stronger. So, have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. And if you have friends or family that are looking for a real money manager, please give them my number. This is Dan Perkins, and always, thanks for watching.